I'll start in like 2 minutes. Shark. Oh, right. Have I stopped sharing? Connor?
Yeah.
Okay. Shall I just start?
Yeah. Go on then.
Hi, gang. How is everyone? Put in the chat box if you've had a good day today, or if you've had a bad day, or how's it been on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being crap, obviously, 10 being a good day. Oh, everyone's had a good day. Love that. Love that. Oh, good. I'm glad everyone's had a good day then. I've had quite a good day as well, actually, to be fair. Okay, good. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to implement into these Mindset Monday calls. Also, make sure that you've got your pens and your notepads so you're taking notes. But yeah, I just wanted to implement what I've been learning and developing on whilst studying someone called Sam Ovens. He's a multi-millionaire earner monthly. He earns about 20 million a month, and he's got very high successful consultancy businesses. And he does his own course about business consultancy, but he has a massive section on mindset, and predominantly he got to where he was based on his massive paradigm shift and his mindset shift. So I sort of wanted to take you guys on that journey with me and implement what I've learned and sort of give you an insight into that. So it's going to be a little bit different to our usual affirmations sort of thing. It's going to be quite deep, but I feel like we sort of have to sort of change our perspective of looking at things in order to get the multiple figures that we want to get to. So yeah, so the topics today are going to be positive change, and we're going to do a little bit on natural law as well. And the reason that I put the word positive in front of the word change is because people have this like negative view on that change is a bad thing when it's actually a good thing, especially where we're going. We're all going to change together. It's inevitable. You're going to change on this platform. I definitely have. If you think that you're not going to change the person that you are, it's definitely going to happen, but not in a bad way. You're not going to lose your personality. You're not going to become a robot. It's just, you're just going to change the way you view things. And I think in order for us to do that, we need to do it together and look at the world in this sort of way that Sam Ovens does, because he's a multi-millionaire basically. So yeah, we all have to change and we all have to grow. So I'm just going to show you something on the screen. If I can get it up. I'm going to probably have some technical difficulties throughout this whole thing because I've never presented on a Zoom call before. Right, okay. Can you see my screen? Okay, cool. So this is something called the perfectly engineered change agent. Sam Ovens put that into his course, but I've actually applied it to our platform because I think we actually have exactly the same thing, exactly the same process in order to become a perfectly changed person. So proven process, what we have is the process that we're going through. So obviously the education, the journey that we're going on the platform, the studying, it is proven to work. We know people that have made multiple big figures on it. We have a proven process that works. We have a structure that works. So that's one point to the perfectly engineered change agent. Working community, that's all of us together. All of us together, we all support each other. We're all going through the same thing. We're all on the same journey. We all have similar aspirations and goals. So that's another point to the perfect engineered change agent. And expert mentorship. So we have chairmen, we have like people that are developing themselves, becoming leaders every day. We have guidance from these guys. So that's another point to the perfectly engineered change agent. Now, new paradigm. Now, this is something that we're going to be working on throughout these sessions. In order to make up the perfectly engineered change agent and to end up like this guy, a big bag of money on our heads, because that's what we want eventually at some point. Probably more than one, maybe one or two, more, any that we can carry. So yeah, the new paradigm, that's basically going to be looking at new ways to think about the world in general and ourselves mostly. So yeah, so basically, this is Sam Ovens. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about ourselves, but this is him earning $500 a month. and this is him earning $20 million a month. Obviously, you can see the massive difference. Obviously, he looks quite innocent here. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He's in a suit. Here, he looks really powerful. He's obviously, he knows what he's doing. His background is completely different. And in order for him to get to that place, and the one thing, guys, I obviously recommend is to document our journey as well. That's exactly what he's done. Take pictures, videos of the person that you are now, and then compare it as your journey goes along. Just can you see the progress of yourself? So yeah, essentially the main reason that he got to that place is mainly because of his mindset and his paradigm view and the switch into that. He didn't just wake up one day and become a business entrepreneur and know everything, and it developed over time, and it was mainly because of his mindset shift, which he shared with everyone. So yeah, he did this through changing his perception of reality completely. And I think it's a journey that we sort of not have to take, but I think it'd be advised for us to do it together in order to get to a place where we can earn as much as him. And so now I'm going to dive into sort of how millionaires handle, or Sam Ovens and a lot of highly successful people handle scenarios and situations. So we're going to do something called the blame game. I made this up, but hopefully it gets your brain ticking a little bit and makes it a bit more interactive, and it sort of takes a depth into you and how you are as a person right now. So I'm going to give you various scenarios. So you're on the motorway and you pulled up at a red light, and it's a good day today, and it's sunny, you got the roof down, you're buzzing, and a man crashes into the back of your car. It's a new car, mate. I would be livid. Like, everyone knows how much I love my baby from my car. Someone's going to the back of the car, you're absolutely fuming, yeah? And you kick off, and the scenario has gone into flames because he has crashed into your car. Now, who is to blame in this situation? Wait, how do I put this up? Say in the chat box who you think is to blame in that situation. I'm going to tell you the results afterwards, sorry. But how do I make an actual slideshow, Connor? Because I don't know how to do that. Oh, slideshow.
I was going to say that, but I don't want to embarrass you. Yeah, click slide. No. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Where's it gone? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so who is to blame in that current situation? I can't see the chat box. How do I get this up? Oh, this is horrible. I hate it.
See the little toolbar that you've got at the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the more section. It's like 3 dots on the right hand side, and it should give you the option for chat.
Can't see it. Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it should say chat on there.
No. Oh no, yeah, got it. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's one scenario. The man, him. Okay, everyone thinks the man. Okay, so you're trading. All your confirmations are correct. Yeah, all your confirmations are correct. Like trading bank heist, whatever, you've got a banging trade, banging stop hunt. It's all correct. All your confirmations. HFX, you've got a 6-point trade. It goes in, and you're expecting it to pop off, and the news spikes you out your trade. Whose fault is it? Who's to blame in that situation? Okay, cool. Okay, cool, interesting. Okay, next one is people are feeding all these negative comments into you about being on the platform or doing trading, and it throws you off. It completely throws you off. You're in a negative state. You don't want to do it anymore. And you sort of take a couple of days off because you're not in the right state to do it, and these comments really, really get to you. Whose fault is in that situation? Okay, cool. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to hit you with a big home truth. So try not to take too much offense to this, but all of those scenarios are your fault. All of them. They're not your fault, but you are to blame in those situations. And let me explain. For the first scenario, you reacted on the way that Sam Ovens would think, and the way that a millionaire or business entrepreneur would think is that they do a lot of self-reflection and how they could have handled that situation better. And purely on the fact that you got angry, you got irate, you acted on your emotions. Okay, entrepreneurs and businessmen and the millionaires, they're quick, they make decisions like that. They don't think about it because they don't act on emotions ever. So first of all, you let your emotions get the better of you and you react simply like that. Second one, why are you trading when the news is on? Why are you doing that? We know we don't like the news. Why are you trading with the news on? There could be an absolute 10 out of 10 trade, and there's a niggle in your head, and you're thinking, oh, maybe let me just do it and see how it goes. No, don't do it. Again, it's self-discipline, and it's your fault. It's not your fault. You're the one to blame, not fault, because it could be someone else's fault. But I mean, you are to blame. And even after a training session, you should do self-reflection. You should reflect and think, where did I go wrong? What happened? Why did I do this? Always reflect on yourself. And the last one is, again, you are to blame for letting those negative comments get into your head. You know where you're going. You know where you want to achieve. Why are you letting external sources get into your emotions again and stopping you from getting to where you want to go? Do you really think someone that earns 20 million a month, a million a month, a $250,000 cares what people think, or even cares what these negative comments? They don't care, because they know where they're going. So that's the sort of a mindset that we need to adapt together, because I'm massively working on this as well. It's not just a thing that I've completely mastered. It's something that I have developed and still working on massively. I used to get massively offended, and I take a lot of things personal. I kind of like, I really do, honestly. And that's something that I'm massively working on, so we can all do it together. But that's the sort of thing that he adapts on. He's quite savage actually in his courses. He says, like, you should reflect on yourself. It's you, all down to you. Everything that we do is down to us. In a positive way, self-reflection in a positive way, not to a point where we self-destruct ourselves. It's more like self-criticism. So yeah, as humans, it's a lot easier for us to make excuses and put the blame on other people. It kind of lifts, like you get like a heavy lift off your shoulders when you think, oh, it was the news's fault, it wasn't my fault, so I'm just not going to do anything. Or, oh, it was his fault, like he crashed into my car, I'm not going to sort it out, sort of thing. It's easy for us to push the blame and make excuses in order for us to not think of the solution straight away. So I'm going to ask you another question. It's going to be quite a deep question. We all know that we want to get to the place where we want to go. We want to earn 6 figures. We want to be 8-figure earners. But do you, and you're probably thinking, oh, maybe I don't need to change that much, or I'm probably not going to change for this platform. But do you, the person you are now, think that you can handle an 8-figure trading account? I know I can't. I know full well that I can't do that right now. But I know that I'm going to adapt and change into a person that can. It will still be me, but I'm going to have that positive change effect where I view it in it. Yeah, it will come. We know it's done. We know it's done for us. It's going to happen. But in order for us to get there, we need to adapt our mindset and to view a different paradigm and a different shift in order for us to become that person that can handle an 8-figure trading account. So we're all changing, we're all growing together. And I just wanted to adapt to the point that accepting that, yeah, definitely out of the poverty mindset. We're not broke. We're not thinking broke anymore. We have a disattachment to money. We're not going to be emotionally involved with money anymore, because when you're going to experience bigger losses when you've got a bigger amount of money. And how are you going to feel about that? So yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is just review yourself. Like, we're too busy studying these chairmans, we're too busy obviously studying and looking at other things to try and adapt, but just make sure that you review yourself in order for you to realize that you're adapting that change, and it's a good thing. So do monthly reviews. What I do personally is actually write down things that I've done really, really well and things that I've not done so well within the month. And I make sure that I adapt myself in order to make a change in that. And I even said to Brian the other day, after his training sessions, make sure that that you sort of evaluate that training session, even if you've had a really good one. Like, sit down and think, oh, why did that go well? Like, what was really good about that, and how did I feel? Like, what was the environment like? Okay, so that's the first topic. So we're going to touch into the sort of more spiritual and scientific side of how he sees worldview. And it's actually a thing. It's philosophical. I can't even say the word. Philosophical. There we go. Aspect and view on how to view the world, but it's actually very correct. So we're going to touch on something called natural law. Now, this looks really confusing, but I will explain it. It's very, very simple. It's a body of unchanging moral principles, regarded as a basis of all human contact, most powerful force in the world. Natural law is made up of cause and effect. Everything is bound under natural law, absolutely everything. So, for example, cause and effect would be, a cause would be me sitting out in the sun, and the effect would be me getting a sunburn. Or cause would be me hitting my hand against a wall, and effect would be my hand breaking. And if I do that consistently, the bigger effect it's going to have on my hand. So it's applied in everything. When you deep it, like that's it, literally how everything is bound in life. So it's inevitable. If you keep going and you keep doing something, it's going to have a big effect and growth. And cause and effect doesn't have to happen straight away. And guys, I'm not being funny, but you probably think that this life has just ended up like this. No, it's all structured. Every cause that you've done, or everything, the action that you have taken, has ended you up here. You've done that. It's not, you haven't just popped up and appeared and this is how life has taken. It's every cause that could happen could affect you in years to come. It doesn't have to be straight away. So we're going to sort of look at cause and effect in a more structured way, but in a accordance with time. And you're probably thinking, oh, like, Leanne, I know how time works, obviously, but to look at it in a different way, in accordance of cause and effect, will sort of get you in the correct mindset of, if I keep going, it's going to happen, sort of thing. So, oh no, I'm having a mare. Connor, what do I do?
Press your right arrow.
Okay, cool, thanks. So I actually took this screenshot from the course that I've been learning on. It looks confusing, but it's not. Basically, if we, let's use it in trading, in points of trading. If you're currently learning trading and you're putting trades on and you're first going on, you're not going to see the effects straight away. No, it's not, because you haven't waited for time to compound enough in order for you to see the results that you want to see. But if you keep going, applying those actions, you're going to have an exponential amount of growth. And that's how everything works. It's the natural law of life. So it's going to happen in general, regardless. So even another example, you notice how chairmen, when they keep going, or chairmen when they keep going, or if they keep going, they keep working, they just have a massive flow of momentum, and they hit about 3 ranks in about however long. It's because everything that they've done previously is compounded up to the point where it's growth. And it can work in negative ways. If you're constantly doing bad things for yourself, you're going to have a massive downfall. It's the way it works. Even if you don't realize it right at that moment in time, that's exactly what it works. Yeah, it's the cause and effect structures our whole life. We haven't just ended up here, as I said before. So we're going to touch on some topics on why people say it's that simple. I didn't even know I did that little flashy thing, but apparently did. So basically, this is why people fail straight away, because they can't see effect from cause immediately before they reach the point where effect starts compounding. So they don't see the fact that the actions that they're taking, they're not getting the results. So they think, oh, it's not working. It's not going to work. This is why most people fail, is because they don't see the effects compounding up to a point where they get that exponential growth. So honestly, it's that simple, but you'd think a lot more people would succeed than they don't. All you have to do is keep going, because it's bound by everything in life. They stick to their current belief system and their whole life, and believe their memories are fact. Guys, I'm sorry to tell you, but our memories dog shit. Sorry to apologise, but sorry to swear, but can you actually remember what you had for dinner a week ago? But we think and believe things so much that we convince that it's true, but what we need to do is actually look at things from an outside perspective and question a lot of things. Obviously not to a point where you go a bit loopy, but I mean things in general, like question things and sort of adapt to a different way of thinking. Don't be narrow-minded, don't be straight, like don't be tunnel vision, sort of adapt to a different way of thinking. And that's how millionaires and successful people think, is they look at different angles, because not everyone thinks the same, and our memories are not what we think. We could literally convince ourselves that something has happened and it hasn't. So lack of knowledge. So people that you heard everyone on this platform says the student is true. we've always got to keep learning, and learn something and adapt something every single day, and adapt to change is the best way to learn. So so how to keep in sync with cause and effect. It's basically the opposite of what I've just said. So learning from challenges and mistakes, as in self-reflection, monthly reviews, make sure that you're reflecting yourself and learning from what your mistakes have happened. Takes responsibility and reflects, basically what I just said. And stay consistent and action until compounding joins your side. As you can see, I'm not very good at PowerPoint, so I didn't actually know that I made these flashcards in the corner like that. It was supposed to come up there, but you know, yeah, stay consistent and action until compound starts joining your side. Stay consistent until compound runs up to and stays with you. They dream something and then they make sure it happens. So easier said than done. Obviously, things like visualization is a good thing, 100%, but it's about actually putting those actions into accordance and making sure that those dreams come true. Absorb knowledge, as I've said, and work on installing a new paradigm and confronting belief systems. So as I said, question things. Not everything your perception of reality is not always correct. So yeah, so this is the actual equation to cause and effect. So C, this looks a bit confusing, but it's not, it's very simple. So C would be your current situation. So if you've got £100 in the account, but you'd obviously work out your dream first, but you'd work out this equation next to it. And then plus your plan, so to get on a funding account, or to compound my account, or build my business, whatever that plan is, that's your whole plan in general. And then E, so P times E would be your execution. So your daily execution of that plan. What are you going to do? What actions are you going to take towards that plan? So studying, jumping on go lives. Mine, for example, is not drinking at the moment. Sacrifices that you're going to have to take in order for you to get to your dream is inevitable. Again, adapting to change. And then to the power of time. So what time frame do you want to put into that? 6 to 12 months, 12 to 24 months. If you sort of do this equation, you can work it out for yourself. It just puts a more structured and scientific way of working it out. And also, and then it will equal your dream. So a dream, $1 million in the account, or however much you want in your account within that time frame. So yeah, basically, in a nutshell, it's that simple. It's inevitable that whatever you're doing now, whatever you're compounding in life, you're gonna get that growth effect in a positive way. So just keep going, as I would say. I hope that puts more of this. I hope everyone got value from that. I don't know if that was just pure waffle or whatever. And I hope, yeah, that gave people value. So next week we're actually going to get a bit deeper into the actual paradigm shift and the worldview and what paradigms mean. And in order for us to sort of shift our mindset into thinking like a six-figure earner, and start embarking on our journeys to becoming mindsets of millionaires. I hope you guys got value. Please let me know if you didn't, or what I can do. Thanks, Connor.
Amazing.